Welcome back to Jaiden Doesn't Know How to Map Out Video Lengths. Okay, so here's the story from Japan, getting home from Japan I was gonna talk about in the last video, but didn't. Please don't make fun of me. It was a long flight. I was very tired. Just kidding, I'm an actual idiot here. There's no excuse. So after another quick flight of 11 sleepless hours, I landed safely and was ready to go home and die. My roommate offered to pick me up, but my house is a good 40 to 50 minutes away from the airport, and I felt bad for making them pick me up so much because a week before I went to Japan, I was in the UK visiting friends for my birthday. Don't give me any birthday wishes. It was in September. You'll be an embarrassment to the both of us. They'd already driven me to and from the airport 3 times in the past 3 weeks, and I didn't want them to use up any more of their time and gas. So I let them know I was just gonna grab an Uber, which worked out because they were invited to go get lunch with a friend and were worried about time overlap. Win-win. They get a nice lunch, I get in a stranger's car. Warning flag number 1. I never used Uber before. I have my own car. I usually don't need to use an app to find a guy with a weird R name to drive me around. 10 minutes of confused button pressing later. Ding! Your Uber will arrive in 5 minutes.
Alright.
Nice.
Very nice.
Hello?
Yes, is this Jaiden?
Yeah, I'm at the gate. Terminal B, between area 44 and 45. I don't see you. Are you near... Hello? That's canceled. What?
Oh,
if we were on a
my
date
God.
and I was waiting at the table and you called me from outside the restaurant,
Why
like,
did they cancel?
hey, you here? Yeah, I'm at the back in the table to the right.
I've never had that experience.
You can't stand me up like that. At least give me some sort of reason. Come on, come back, Rajesh. Anyway, I found out that I needed to be on the upper level of the airport because that's where all the app pickups are. Whoopsie, that's my bad.
Oh.
But he could have told me that when he was on the phone with me in the first
Like,
place,
what the heck?
Rajesh.
Go up
Probably
the
got a
stairs.
1-star review.
Boom. Everyone's problem is solved here.
100.
Here's a bunch of money. When you think about it, Uber is kind of like the opposite of a kidnapping. Take me home. I got a new Uber that took 15 minutes to arrive, and an hour later I was almost home. Maps can be kind of wonky with my house address, so we started driving past my neighborhood.
Oh no. There it goes.
It was back there.
Poor
Sorry about
Jaiden.
that. Oh, that's okay. Which one was it? I live in a little community with a bunch of houses, so I said it was the one on the corner. Could have been more specific,
Any
but that's
corner?
just what came to my mind in the moment. He turned around but stopped at the wrong house and was like,
On the
this
corner?
one?
No.
Look, I was running on no sleep for the past 20 hours, so my mush of a brain started being spazzy and socially
I can't
anxious
sleep on a
about the whole
plane either.
situation that wasn't even a situation. Almost all my brain cells were dead at this point, except for the one that ate grass in elementary school. Oh, you had to correct him because Google Maps is being weird? I didn't know you were Satan. I felt like I was bothering him a whole lot with all the one corrections I
You're
gave
good,
him, so in
Jaiden.
a panic I was like, this is the wrong house.
Don't say yes.
You said
Yep,
yes.
this
Oh, you
is
said
it.
yes.
Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Sorry for the hassle. Wow, is it great to be home at this house that I live in again. Oh, how I missed it.
He's like, please
Because
go
it is mine. I'm paying this guy, and it's his job to take me to my house. So if it accidentally
Excuse
stops at the wrong one, it helps literally no one for me to be like, oh yeah, this is totally it. I've become a lot more socially
Right.
confident and calm in the past year, but this is not a good example of that improvement at all. I am aware I look like a wreck right now. I got my stuff from the
You're
trunk,
tired.
walked up the driveway. Thanks.
I bet you $5 he's gonna stay in there, stay in the driveway.
Now I'm
for a
standing
while.
in the
How much
front
you want
step
to
of
bet?
this random house, hiding from an Uber driver,
Sometimes
hoping
when
the
this
people who
happens,
actually
the
live
worst
here
case
don't
scenario
realize the
always
random
happens.
girl standing here for literally no reason.
Don't
Yes,
look down.
this is exactly the spot I wanted to be in right now. Honey, did
Oh,
we
no.
adopt a 21-year-old Asian girl, or is this a very unthreatening house robber? I was stuck there waiting for him to leave, but he was just sitting there!
Oh no.
Hey,
I
can
knew
you
it.
get off the driveway I don't own already? What the heck, man? I
Put
got
that away.
houses to rob. He was probably waiting to get connected to a new person to
Yeah.
pick up, but it wouldn't have looked that great if he was also noticing me poke my head out and peer at him every 10 seconds. I couldn't have started walking to my actual house
Poor
because I
Jaiden.
already pretended to walk into my house, and he would have seen me and been like, hey, wait, this isn't your house. What the heck?
I don't think
You
she-
lied to me. for literally no reason. And I couldn't have gotten out of the car and started walking to my actual house in the first place because I told him that this was my house. He even double checked, like, you sure this is good? And I was like, yeah.
So you're
I was
going to
so
your neighbor's
loopy and
house.
lethargic from being up for the past 20 hours of traveling. I couldn't even tell what was reasonable at this point. Was I actually pulling this off like I thought I was? Were the neighbors just watching me dig myself deeper and deeper into this hole? Could the driver actually see me this entire time?
Too much.
Because that would have been hilarious. Mommy, look! A dirty homeless girl!
Oh no.
He
Aw.
finally drove off, and I walked over to my actual house across the street. Yes, I've been looking forward to collapsing onto my bed since
Locked
landing.
out?
I can't believe I just
No.
did all that. I'm glad the
No.
neighbors didn't call the police on me.
Blocked out. Ah.
Oh,
I don't have any
Myself out.
keys. This wouldn't have been a problem at all because, like I said, I have a roommate. But hey, foreshadowing, were you here this whole time? They were at lunch and weren't coming back for the next 3 hours.
Right. You're in.
I'm not a professional when it comes to anything, and that includes breaking into houses.
You're
But
a
Lord
professional
dang it if that skill
I mean,
wouldn't have been
legally you're
pretty
not
darn
supposed to do
handy
that.
to have right there. Is it a
Maybe
crime
I
to
might
break
be
into
good
your
at
own
it.
house, Your Honor?
I'm not, you know,
Yes,
finish that
no.
sentence. I'm gonna finish that
Maybe.
sentence. I'm
It's kind of a weird situation for both of us, ain't it? I tried the front door, the back
forget
door,
it's
the
here.
garage door,
Window.
the secret door. There wasn't any way I was gonna be able to get into this house. Which is how it should be. But I was still
Right,
mad about
right.
it.
Fair enough.
Living in a house I can't break into. Stupid. I was so drained, I contemplated just laying on the ground of my backyard for 3 hours
There
until
you
someone
go.
came home. But I decided that would be an inefficient use of time and also too much of a depressing
really.
scene to look at for anyone walking by. So instead,
Might
I
think you're
ordered
dead.
another Uber to drive me to where my roommate was so we could all hang out and then come back to the house together. Almost an hour later, I'm finally there. I tried my best to be social and energetic.
So
We went and
tired.
got lunch and stuff, but I was just in critical survival mode. Some
Need
people get all
sleep.
loose when they're tired or giggly or maybe even more social. But for me,
Melt.
my body just reverts to maintaining the baseline functions for me to just be a human. I'll breathe and look around and
Oh,
not
poor-
fall
poor
over,
Jaiden.
but that's basically it.
She's drooling.
Oh my god, is Jaiden okay? They were getting sushi, so I tried to eat some, but coming back from eating sushi in Japan to
Right.
some random place in California was just another variable of disappointing.
Oh, I bet.
I'm not having a good time right now. We got home, I crashed onto my bed, and proceeded to sleep for 17
I was
hours.
gonna say 3 days.
There's no moral to the story. I just liked it. It makes me laugh because I'm being stupid. But if I were to make one up last minute, make sure you can get into your house without keys because you never know when you're
A
gonna
secret
need to
key.
get in without keys.
Secret key.
That was really bad.
Simple.
Oh well, sorry. I don't know what else you want from me. See you later, but not in my house because you can't get in.
Ever since that
sounds like
incident,
a
I've
show.
always left
Fun.
my house with my keys. Which is honestly what I should have been doing from day one. But you know what? Shut up. Thanks a bunch for watching the video. As of right now,
Love the
VidCon
fan art.
London is coming up, and I'm really excited to go and see my friends and some of you. I feel super freaking lucky to be able to travel around and do this kind of stuff. Younger Jaiden
Awesome.
didn't have any plans for the future, but this is definitely beyond anything I could have tried to imagine. Also, Ari's in the sound booth right now. Yeah?
Hello, Ari. Love
You
Ari.
laugh,
Ari.
so I laugh. You wanna do it?
I'm so happy she made another video.
I appreciate you